Good stuff.
Couple buddies on this.
Still 11 months away.
Team.
Still 11 months away, but Beverly Panthers.
But Chris can't wait, so we're going to show it to you guys. The Beverly High School varsity football schedule was released today, and much to the delight of Chris McDonough, up at 8 in the morning to find out. Came to school, printed this list up for you. Here's the schedule. A big, I mean, one thing I do notice about the schedule is the last two games. Last two games are going to be huge for the Panthers. You have Winthrop right before Salem. Obviously, Winthrop this year was a huge game, kind of starting, I mean, almost starting an instant rivalry between the two towns, and then you have Salem right after. I mean, it's craziness. It's craziness around Thanksgiving time.
The 4 points I noticed about the schedule. First,
4 points, ooh.
First off,
doubled.
They only need to beat their divisional teams to make the playoffs, for one, okay? And they start out with almost all of their large opponents to get them out of the way, with the exception of Salem, because play them on Thanksgiving. It's just what we do.
Yeah.
Start out with
the
English Classical and Gloucester. The Friday matinee game is Gloucester this year. That should be interesting. The atmosphere anyway. But
big teams.
The Panthers, they could come out of those.
The NEC schedule makers doing good things this year.
In a way, and in a sense. I mean, the Panthers.
I would have loved to have had that scheduled this year.
Oh, so would I. Well, except for Thanksgiving game at home. But the Panthers could start. They could start 3-0, obviously, but there's a chance. I mean, English Classical and Gloucester.
They're going to be good next year. They're going to be very, very good. Swampscott is going to be a good team next year, I think.
Swampscott will be a good team, but Panthers hypothetically could start out 0-3 and still win the NEC outright. They could still. And another thing I noticed is the addition of the Peabody Tanners to the schedule.
Ooh.
Okay, summer 2. 3, the Panthers have.
Peabody's going to be a lot better next year.
Hopefully.
That was a rebuilding year for Peabody.
They only had 1 win.
You know Peabody. That's a rebuilding year.
Peabody's better than 1 win.
That was a rebuilding year for Peabody.
With their new coach. There's a lot of issues in the Peabody athletic department as far as new coach.
Next thing 2 years, we're throwing Everett in our conference.
Yeah.
Then things are going to get wacky.
Lynn English announced their schedule last week, and they scheduled Everett as a non-conference team. This should be quite
that'd be a good non-conference game to actually go see.
Third thing I noticed, the Panthers have 7 home games out of 11. 7 home games. That favors them a whole bunch. They don't go on the road for more than a week at a time.
They stay at Panther Country in Hurd Stadium.
Sunsplash
Hurd Stadium.
And the fourth thing I noticed,
favorite place on earth.
The fourth thing I noticed about that schedule is Winthrop and Salem. Winthrop, that game, the second to last game of the season, which this year had a whole bunch of energy to it, that Gloucester game. This game could decide whether or not the Panthers go to the playoffs for the first time since '88. Okay.
Ballin'.
Or whether or not Winthrop. Because in that division, there's no doubt about it. Beverly and Winthrop are the top 2 teams in that division. And that game will decide the NEC title very likely. And the atmosphere at Hurd that afternoon is going to be out of this world. And assuming Salem continues their rebuilding and gets better, Thanksgiving morning.
It'll be a tough team to play this year, I think.
I'm confident. Don't get me started on the Beverly Salem issue. We're still 11 months away. That game. The Panthers.
Chris, this is actually this was on his Christmas list. Was the schedule coming out? So
it was announced at the
early Christmas gift to you, Chris.
One of the banquets last week, and there's another banquet coming up in a month and a half with all the season-long awards. We'll bring that to you on Beatrice 22.
Well, that's 11 months away.